Hello, hello. Good night, bonsoir. I know it's a bit late, but I am. People are like on my backside about their review, and I'm like, you know what? I gotta give the people what they want, even though I'm tired. So not fully recovered yet from jazz and Creole, and I'm gonna take you through it step by step. Each event that I went to and my feedback on each event. I actually had to make notes because it was a packed weekend and I don't want to leave out anything. I don't want to forget anything. This week is a really busy week for me. And if I don't do this now, it ain't going to happen. And people are like, oh, Jael, where's the review? Where's the review? Where's the review? So I figured, you know what? I'm going to go have a shower and I'm going to give you guys your review because that's what you want, right? So we're gonna get started. I'm gonna review um, Jazz and Creole the entire weekend. I don't have my videos up yet, but I noticed some folks had videos up. So my team is still working on editing and putting together the clips from the event. So for some of the events, I went in the capacity of influencer. And for some of the events, I went as media. And yeah, it is what it is, right? So essentially, I'm just going to run through the events for you that I went to and what I thought of it, my reactions. I will probably, people have been asking me to do this, so I'll probably give them on a scale of 1 to 10. Like, let me just make a note of that. 1 to 10. So I'm going to be reviewing the Jazz and Arts event, Jazz and Culture, and the Jazz and Creole. So these are the three events that I attended that I am going to be reviewing here this evening. I know it's 9:30 and people are probably in their bed, but leve à l'épice because we're about to get into it and we're about to start talking about Jazz and Creole weekend. Did you go to Jazz and Creole? Did you attend any of the events? If you did, let me know. Drop a note in the comment section below and let me know that you attended and give me some feedback as to if you liked it, what you didn't like. And yeah, we can get the discussion rolling. So I went to, so obviously, a lot of people do this the weekend of jazz. They spend the weekend in Portsmouth. And even leading up to the weekend, I had a couple conversations with a few people, and some people were saying, "Oh, I'm not going to post on this year because, you know, they just wasn't, I guess, in the mood to go to Portsmouth, or they didn't want to go to jazz." Like quite a few people I ran into who I had seen in the past at jazz and Creole were saying that they were not going, I kept wondering. Well, the first couple of people who told me, I kept wondering like why they not going. So a few things. One of somebody like the feedback I kept getting was that people were saying that it's not a jazz event. Like it has all different types of music, and the focus is not on jazz. And I get that. However, in comparison to other jazz events like Jazz and Arts in St. Lucia, they don't have only jazz artists, right? So I wasn't sure where that basis was coming from. Besides, as somebody who's I've been to every single jazz and Creole. Yes, I cannot believe I've actually been to every single jazz and Creole. The very first jazz and Creole I went to, I was actually pregnant with my first, right? Um, so it should be about 13 years old, right? And I feel like the event changes every year. It changes in terms of the styles. Or sorry, I should say the impact. I say the music, the setup. It's changed. Okay, and change is good. As anything grows, you expect it to change. So I want to first of all start with the first event that I went to, which was on Saturday. I had never been to the Jazz and Arts event, and that happens at Paradise Valley. That's in Bourne. And if you follow me, you know I did. I spent some time at Paradise Valley even before the event to do a promo video, and I was absolutely impressed with the venue, the location, the the way everything is beautifully designed, the plan of the and layout of the property. It's just very very well done. So I was interested and intrigued to attend. Now, in all the years I've gone to jazz, I've never brought any of my kids. Granted, I was pregnant for the very first one, but this one, my eldest decided that he would like to come. He'd like to experience it, and being as he's older, I figured, he can handle himself because when I go to jazz, this is my free up time. If you guys notice, I've never worked a jazz event. When I say work, like I've never emceed a jazz event, and that's not because I haven't been asked. It's because this is my time to either focus on content, focus on artists, focus on minding my business, right? So I tend to go out also to have a bit of a good time, right? Like some people do every now and again. So I don't want you running my foot. I don't want to have to think about, oh, I can't drink too much because I have to be constantly look. I don't want you running my foot. My son though, he felt he can handle himself. He had company. We were in a group. We moved in a group. So I was like, you know what? No problem. Let's do this, Jojo. We went to Paradise Valley. We went pretty late. I almost didn't make it because the weather was looking kind of weird, like as if it was pouring rain in Portsmouth, but Bell Hall was dry, and in addition to Bell Hall being dry, some areas like Bourne, when I contacted some folks that I knew that were there already, they were like, "Well, it's dry there." Well, that was for a time, eh? So I was like, you know what? We were in a group and we decided at the final hour we're gonna go. We were interested to see Abia Israel perform, and when one of the people in my group found out what time that person was performing, well, Abia was performing, we learned that she was performing at 6. So we're like, we're gonna go to first 6. Now, all you know already, me and long events. I cannot do the long events. Like, I don't know who else shares the same sentiment as me. I feel a lot of these events they put on so many different artists. I guess they're trying to keep people in the place for as long as possible, or whatever the case might be. 4 hours and I'm done. So going at 6 o'clock, which was kind of wild, was a bit late, but I was not gonna go do long hours. So we got there and we walked in. It was pretty smooth getting in. Parking, we parked kind of far. It wasn't too far, but it was kind of still far. And as I don't know if you've ever been to Paradise Valley. It's a little bit of a steep hill, a hill. So we had to walk that down, and then we got to the venue. I mean, the venue is a beautiful space. People who looked, let me tell you, Dominicans came out looking very lovely, gorgeous outfits for show. I'm telling you, I was so impressed with the outfits. During the entire season, the outfits. I feel like Jazz and Creole is an outfit event, or outfit festival. Anyways, we got there. I because I kind of suspected that they probably would not have my drink. So I had my tumbler and I filled it to the brim with my tequila. Um, and you can tell I was drinking tequila because I barely have voice. And I had my tequila on hand throughout for the night. I was sipping on it because I didn't want it to finish. When I looked, they had so one of the things I noted is that the bar area, there was one bartender for a majority of the time, and there were long lineups to get to the bar. There was a food section, and then there was a bar section, and it just appeared like it was gonna be a bit much. Me personally, I'm not about that life. You see, if I'm in line to go for drinks, I'm not about that life. That is why I often go to, or I often do VIP events, because for me, it's like you go to a VIP event, if it's all inclusive, when you reach, you're drinking full. They might even assign a couple bottle girls to your table area. Yeah. You like my Blue Jays? I'm a Canadian, okay, Twans, okay? So I am not about that life. There was I believe it was a Carib Bear tent that was off to the side. There were other couple of the tents like serving ice cream and other different things. But in terms of like hard liquor, there was the only one bar I noticed. So I get there and I decide early o'clock the bar is not gonna see me tonight because I'm gonna keep sipping very, very slowly on my tequila. Again, with the expectation that this event's not going to is going to end in a little bit. It's not gonna be a lot much longer because the event initially was supposed to end, I believe, at 7 or 8, thereabouts. So I figured, you know what? Going at 6, we'll get in and we'll shake a leg, network with a couple of people, interact, and we'll be good to go. One of the things that I noticed as soon as we walked in was the way they set up the stage. I like the way they did that. It felt very close, like it was close to everything. You didn't feel like it was too far away. They had some of the tiles on the grass so that the grass did not get destroyed. It was also good if you don't want to slip, especially if it's raining. And I mean, essentially, there were a lot of families, people with their kids, came out. The event was, I feel like, for what I saw. So I saw Abia. God, Jael, I hope I remember what I saw. I know I saw Abia, and I also saw what is the name of the French band? Taboo. Oh my God, I cannot remember the French band. Guys, bear with me. Tonight is not the night. Um, I saw the French band, and I believe it was Abia. I think that was pretty much it, and the DJs in between. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So the ambience was really nice. It started to rain at some point, and let me tell you, when the sky opened up, you swear it was PP. The heavens was peeping on you because them showers were just flowing, and it just became very wet. At one point in time, and I was getting a little annoyed by the weather. Um, it was kind of odd for this time of year to have so much rain. Normally, we don't have rain this time of year, which is why these events have been such a big pull. But the rain was just not letting go. Like once it started to rain, it was just pouring and it would not stop. Some people have asked me to give the best dress, the people that I felt were the best dress. If I had to look at, if I had to actually look at the, oh, who did I notice at the Jazz and Arts? Well, the MC for one, Kimani Saint. By the way, Kimani, happy birthday. She looked really nice. I love her little top, her little ensemble. It was really nice. So she was MCing alongside with Mikael Farrell. Mikael was a little bit loud, like overbearing in comparison to her voice. But I feel like they did a very good job. One brought a lot more energy. One was more mellow. I think they did a good job together, except for the moments where Mikael was just a bit loud. I guess in the excitement and all of that. But yeah, I think they did a good job. The DJs, I believe, was Selector Urban there? I keep feeling like it's Selector Urban was there. Yeah, there was a segment though, when the French band they came out in the middle of the space and they were dancing, and one of the ladies looked like she was practically Tutuni. That was the highlight of my night. Yes, it was. It was the highlight of my night. I didn't get to see the arts part of it because I know the Watikabuli Arts Association. They were doing stuff. They were performing. They were they were doing some, I believe, some of the people, some of the guys in Y2 Cirque, they were also performing. Didn't get to see that because obviously I came late. My apologies for an inconvenience caused. I come whenever I feel like I need to come, and I'm not going to come to an event for more than 4 hours. Because after 4 hours I get tired. So that's it. What it was for me. Yeah, I came way past. I didn't come for 4 hours to that event, but I almost didn't reach because of all of the rain and being worried that it was going to be raining, and I didn't want to have umbrella the whole time and whatnot. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, the parts that I saw and I experienced, I would probably give the event a 7, and I'll give it a 7 primarily because of the drink section. Oh, and I also because I had to go and see if they had tequila. They didn't have tequila. So that's probably why they get in the 7. The drink section, the where the hot alcohol was, we needed a little bit more, another bartender or two. And the what else I did lost points for? The drinks, the food section, which is right next to the drink section. Um and the sets between the performers and the DJs. So I know DJs are normally placed on a lot of these events to fill in the gaps, especially for the switchovers. But I find the switchovers taking too long. Like they need to speed up on the switchovers. The DJ shouldn't be on for more than 20 minutes, if even all that, 15 minutes. 15 minutes, because all you do is some check, all you're supposed to know what all you're supposed to be doing. Like get on with the program and get it done, right? So I give the event a 7. It was my first, and personally, I cannot say so much because I only experienced this much. So for people who probably spent longer, they may have a better review than me. They may be able to give you more information than me. And I want to encourage folks to drop their reviews of the event in the comment section. So following that event, went home. Well, we stayed at an Airbnb. So we went back to the Airbnb, which was in Savampai, well, kind of Tatanish, Savampai-ish. Went there and got changed, bathed, changed for jazz and culture. Now, I wanted to go to Jazz and Culture because I absolutely love Pressure Bus Pipe. I went to see him perform, and it was my first time coming to something in that of that nature. Because if you guys remember, last year Carrie had the event in Portsmouth on the Saturday night before Jazz. So I was like, you know what? Danger didn't have in that event. I'm gonna go. One of the things that obviously I noticed as soon as we walked in was, well, even before we walked in, the parking lot, the turnout was not that great. And I'm not sure if it was because of the rain and because it just kept raining, right? It just kept raining. But I just kept saying, but where's everybody? Like, where are all the people that's in Portsmouth? I mean, where are all the people that's come down for the weekend? Like, why? And the lineup at Dane's event, let me tell you, my squaddy and I, we were dancing from the time we walked in. I did not stop dancing until the end. One of the things I noticed though is they didn't have my drinks. They didn't have my tequila. Then I don't know if all you don't like me, if all you don't know whenever I come to all your event is tequila as drink. Please, Tampo Suple, tell somebody, tag Dane and tell Dane, please have tequila at his events. I have gone to quite a few events of Dane's, Danger Dane, and there's no tequila. I have resorted to drinking Caribbean, which I'm fine with. I'm fine drinking Caribbean um, all night. So I was drinking Caribbean Pure Seco all night. So obviously, I didn't get tipsy, didn't even get nice, but I definitely had a great time. The music was very good. Like when I tell you very good, the music was fantastic. The DJs, they had the saxophonists. Oh my God, so good. DJ MJ shell on the place with like the people that were there, you know, pressure bus pipe. I swear, people were waiting for pressure to sing his hit. Let me give you some love and affection. Let me tell you, Dominicans was waiting for that song. Eh? Pressure come there and he sing every other song in the book. I say, boy, wait, me still not gonna sing that the song, man. And when he sing the song, he realized, Bonje, probably I should have sing that song long time, man. The crowd was just singing the song with the man. I mean, the vibe was very nice. I wish more people had turned out because it was really a good event. I was obviously in VIP. The VIP structure kind of shifted a little bit because you had to purchase your drinks and you had like food, um, um, finger foods. The finger foods were nice. Like every all of the the the, the sliders, I mean, really nice food, right? My sister was there, my friends, my cousins. We had a really good time. I wish one of the things I wish that more people showed up. A lot of the people that were there were people from outside of Portsmouth. So for some people were missing in action. However, essentially, I think it was a really good event in terms of the performances. The performers performed like the place was packed, and I'm telling you, it was a really good experience. I had fun. Thanks, Nadine. Nadine, I had fun. I had a lot of fun. Um, I really enjoyed it. Big event for drinks. Look, thing I hate, guys. Yeah, I mean, I honestly, if I'm paying going to VIP, you need to have tequila. Like, if you're having a event in Dominican, you're having a VIP, you need to put tequila at the event. Like, I don't even see why people just keep not putting tequila at an event. I know people who will drink tequila if tequila is there to be drunk, right? Put a bottle of tequila so people like me can enjoy my drink of choice, which is tequila. Nadine Frederick says the event was great. I enjoyed it. I danced, I danced. I mean, I didn't stop dancing from this time I reached the music. The music was good. The music was lit. Thanks, Shells. Shells, you can come and say hello, man. All you just watch me, Asikote, watch me from this and come and say hello. I must come and say hello. But it was really good. I mean, pressure was really good. Y'all, okay. Hair joke. So all the time I think in pressure from Jamaica, pressure from US VI, we sent Thomas the man from. I dey checking all the time the man is a Jamaican, no? Like I know so much of the man songs and I check in the man is a Jamaican. Well you see that is something else, we. Anyways, the event was really good. I enjoyed it. In terms of the entertainment, I would give it a 10 out of 10. Like the entertainment was there. The fact that they didn't have my drink, they dropped down to 7 because they didn't have my drink, so it dropped. They did have Caribbean, but you cannot not have my drink, so it dropped. Next time, have my drink because you want me to review your place for you. You want the place to pop. You want me to be feeling nice and nice and like a high. Just make sure you have tequila at your events. If you have a VIP, I'm not telling you have to have tequila for everybody. If you have a VIP, your VIP must have tequila. Drinks your VIP must have Hennessy, tequila, that's premium drinks, right? You can have all other drinks you want to have, right? You need to have black, you need to have Hennessy, you need to have tequila, you need to have a good gin, and you need to have a good vodka. These are like the 5 staple drinks you need to have, right? So that you have a variety because most people drink either vodka or they drink whiskey or they drink gin or they drink at least for me, I drink tequila, right? So you all need to do better. Okay? You all need to do better. So jazz and arts, I giving y'all I'll give you a 7.5. A 7.5. The half is for the fact that the event did not have as much people as I expected, but the food was great. The company was good, and I had a good time. I had a really, really, really good time. I was dancing. I danced. Me and Glenn, Glenn and my sister, boy, we dance. All right. So after that, there was a lot of other things happening in Boston, but we went home. I wanted to go. I wanted to go to bed because I wanted to make sure I had my beauty sleep for me to go to Jazz and Creole. I didn't want to wake up too late. Historically, I've always gone to Jazz and Creole very late. Sometimes by the time I get to Jazz and Creole, the sun about to set. This time I wanted to go a little bit earlier. So we planned that we were going to go there for about 3 o'clock so that we could get, a good spot. We bought our cooler and we just wanted to make sure that we had a good location. Those of you who've been following my timeline, I was wearing a Belle Noire. I was wearing a Fetame. I was wearing a Tray Chic. And I wanted to make sure that I was looking sunset chic. Okay. So we get there. I believe we got there about 3:30 minutes to 4 was when we got there. First of all, we parked because we were coming from Seven Park area. So we parked alongside the Intercontinental Stretch, and we came to the bottom of the where the shuttle was picking people up. As soon as we got there was a shuttle there. Like we didn't have to wait. As soon as we got there, the shuttle, they were actually charging $2 to take people from there to the location. We got to the location and then we had to go through the security, I guess, checkpoint and checking our tickets and stuff. So I went in as media, so smooth sailing, like no problems. Even with the kids were able to come with us and pay when they get smooth sailing. When I tell you smooth sailing, getting through the event was, I loved what they had. They had some paraphernalia. They had the fans, the Dominica flag fan. They had the cups. They had nice little paraphernalia. I mean, it was the cups were looking good. I don't know if they actually worked because I personally did not take a cup because I walk in everywhere with my tumbler. Yeah, so I didn't take one of the cups, but I did take one of the fans, and we supposed to, from there you're supposed to get a shuttle to the actual venue. I happened to run into somebody, and they were driving up, and they're like, "Jill, let's go." I got a ride all the way up to the event. I didn't have to wait for another shuttle. However, the rest of my party that was with me, they were right behind on the next shuttle. As I got there, they were right behind. It probably didn't even take like 10 minutes for them to reach. So we get there. Thanks, Shara. Thank you very much for the compliment. So I get there. One of the things I noticed from the previous years or the previous year was the food area. They set up picnic tables there, which was a really nice addition. Because I found like last year I was standing up and eat a little bit too much because I was going to buy food. And I like to be able to taste all of the different, you know, dishes and stuff that people have. Like, take small amounts in it if I have to and stuff. But the food section looked very well done. When you came in through at the venue, very nicely decorated. I don't think I've ever seen jazz and Creole that much with that much decorations. Especially they had a thrust, and the thrust had a lot of the colorful lanterns, which were which was a nice addition. I don't remember them ever having anything dangling from. I might have missed it. I might have been too soon. But it looked very nice. The setup, I don't know, for some reason I felt like it felt a little bit more crammed. I don't know if it was because there was a lot of more people. I don't know if that is what to credit. It just felt a bit full up and like tight. Like even moving between the VIP area to leave, and then there was the other VIP, which was the government VIP. Moving between that, it just, I feel like it's been always such flow, an easier flow, but I don't think it has anything to do with the setup, and mostly the fact that there were a lot of. It seemed like there were a lot of people, right? A lot of people were in the place. There were, I mean, when I got in, somebody's set had just ended, and swinging stars was about to start, right? And I felt that, swinging stars always brings down the house. I think that was a really good time that they put them in. One of the things I have to commend them on is the flow of the artists that were performing. So I missed Colin XP, I missed Shalina, I missed I missed quite a few of the performances because it seemed like everybody was on time. Um but I really liked, from the time I saw Swinging Stars until the end, I really liked the pace, the way they paced the performances. Because you had a little bit of hot, you had a little bit of mellow, you had a nice little calm, you go back hot again. Like it was just a nice flow. The music was flowed really nicely. Selector Urban, my DJ, obviously, always delivers. When I say he's my DJ, people just wonder what I mean by that. He is my DJ. He did a fantastic job. Again, I wish that the setup between the sets and the DJ set and the artist set is a little bit shorter. I find it's just a little too long. Like, I do not want to hear a DJ for half an hour while we're waiting for an artist. Like, if you the DJ playing for them to play, they're playing for them to play. But if they're playing to hold on until the artist is, or until setup is ready for the artist. Like, my understanding is that song check is done. So if song check is done, it should not take you more than 15 minutes to get an artist on stage, right? I just find that does take too long. Like, it just does take too long. I remember one of the biggest complaints was the lineup. The lineup was amazing. Okay, let me tell you something. And I'm not even trying to be biased. The lineup. One of the things, first of all, One of the things that I am going to say is I feel Jazz and Creole needs to be rebranded. The name can say Jazz and Creole, but Jazz and Creole is a fashion show. And I don't know if y'all get it yet or if you've not caught on yet. From the time Jazz and Creole is announced, people waiting for the theme. They want to know what is the theme. There's no other event in Dominica, people waiting for the theme, right? Jazz and Creole is a seamstress time to make their money, dress designers time to make their money, tailors time to make their money. People come out in their dandan looking well hot and fiery. And who stick to the theme, who did not want to stick to the theme, that is what the event is, right? The music obviously is a wonderful element. I think personally, we have such great fashion, especially Creole fashion in Dominica. We are known to have the best Creole fashion. Saint Lucian's always telling me that. We have the best Creole fashion. We need to we need to brand this event as a fashion event. So people who are interested in fashion can come because that is where you see fashion. And I mean, listen, I made sure I was just in the part. I don't know about all you. Met Gala was this weekend. And Jazz and Creole, my own little version of my Met Gala. I don't know all you Zafe, right? So I was like, Bella Noir, hook a sister up, titties on flick, a little 35 pounds I lose. I feeling sexy, I feeling myself. I want to look hot up. I want to go and I want to look good to go. So organize me. People thought my dress had like a dip and everything was out. No, it had a mesh there. Okay, for those of all that wanted to be all up in my susun, it had a mesh there. All right, and I was feeling great. I felt I was looking great. I felt hella confident. I was wearing my feta handmade, custom made earrings. Let me tell you, my girl. I told my girl what I wanted, and she understood the assignment. We need to brand this event as a fashion event. It's a fashion event. That's how we should market it. People come in for the fashion and the flair and the feels and the music is the element. And honestly, we only need two to three maximum international act. Bring everybody else local. Who Saki sa chante jazz, foute jazz and said zo. Saki passa chante jazz, sante said zo. But we have enough artists in Dominica that can hold this down. I think it is a really good event. I think the price point is reasonable. I honestly think that it's making sense because this event, like every single one of the artists delivered with, I have to give only my story, or I'm going to give only my story. Share the live. Share the live. I'm going to give only my story. My storybook well long there tonight there. So I was doing content, so I was filming. It's getting hot in here. I just probably to turn on the AC. I was shooting content while still looking cute and fabulous. It had a point, eh? Let me give you a little story. That's my first story. It had a point, and all you people don't understand. I getting hot. People don't understand that is a fashion show. Dwight from Thomas Brothers Photography came to me and asked me for a picture. And when I pose for the picture, you will swear I don't know where photographers and videographers sortie like plow, 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 cat paparazzi. I was like, pose. I like, because that is what people come for. People come for the fashion. People come to see the frills. They come to see what you're wearing. They come to see. And I want to encourage Discover Dominica Authority and DFC to rebrand this event as all you put in the chic, sunset chic, big on the flyer, on the thing, all you had, it's clear that this is an element that people anticipate. So if they anticipate in that, it needs to be branded and marketed as that, right? Let people come out in their outfits. I tell you, I see girls, some was wearing Fashion Over, but some buy fabric that was so expensive. Like I said, it was $1,000 dresses inside of that place. I see a girl I was wearing a fabric that I see at a local fabric shop for $100 and something a yard, and she was wearing it. By the time she buy her yard of cloth and she get her clothes made, right? She spent Mamselle must have spent at least $700 on the clothes, at least, depending on the amount of yards they use. If they needed 3 4 yards, that's already $400 to make the clothes. That probably is another 200 and something dollars, plus the shoe, plus the accessories, plus the ticket. Like, it's a fashion show. The men were looking. The men was dressed in the part. The ladies were dressed. I mean, I see a lot of Shein, but they were still looking good. People came out to dress. And that is what that event is. It is a dress-in event. You come and you dress, and the music, we incorporate the local acts. We bring in probably 2 free international maximum. And don't go and spend no long kind of money. You know, let me tell you something. Honestly, Itana, I'm going to give all you my story on Itana. I'm going to give all you my story on Itana. Right? One of my observations, the sets, again, the crossover between DJ and artist was too long. They need to tighten up on that. I don't know what what they're going to have to do, because it's not that they can have 2 stages. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know if the people that are doing the song need more hands. I don't know what it is. But if y'all do a song check, it should not take all you half an hour to switch over. That not making no sense to me. Right? So that was one of my issues. I just lost my train of thought. Okay, coming back. So the length of the sets, that was one. I feel like it was too long. Some of the sets of the performers, 45 minutes. Or they want to put 10 people on it. They should not be performing for more than 45 minutes. 45 minutes and done. That means if you're going to get an artist to come to Jazz and Creole, if it's an artist that share, that is Washepwell, that, so because some of those Washepwell artists, they want to perform for 90 minutes. Do not choose them Washepwell artists. Bring down Caribbean artists. Bring down really good Caribbean artists that have, when I tell you they have a good catalog of music, you pick artists that have catalog of music. And it don't have to be reggae only. You could bring in soca artists. You could bring in, because everybody talking about jazz and Creole, jazz and Creole. The jazz could also be the outfit. My child name is Jazz, right? You could dress jazzingly, right? People are so fixated on Dominic. Dominic, how much Dominicans you know that listen to jazz? I know Dominicans that just go overseas and travel, and they just say they're going jazz and Creole. They're just going to travel and doesn't even go in jazz clubs for them to see jazz, for them to hear jazz performers, right? So I want to make a big deal that it have the only 2 primary jazz acts on that event. That's Marie Claire Giraud and Etienne Charles. And let me tell all you, Marie Claire came in with her jazz set, and let me tell you, this was I felt very happy for Marie Claire, because I felt that she is one of those artists that is underrated. She's been doing her thing in the US, performing on Broadway, doing all kinds of stuff. And I mean, to get that kind of recognition from your country only now, I find like it take too long. However, she did wonderful. She commanded the stage. I mean, every jazz music is not for everybody. So some people might have said, "Oh, it's intermission time." I know people. I stand up and I hear people say intermission time, right? Because they check in. Se même moun la ki kazi yo vini pou jazz. Kazi say intermission time, right? So I'm telling you, mix it up. You see, Marie Claire on, and she did her thing. She sang her original song. I feel Marie Claire needs to get some more original songs. That is just my only thing for Marie Claire. But Marie Claire is a wonderful performer. She knows how to command the stage. She knows how to move on the stage. She knows how to interact with the audience. I think she did wonderful. I enjoyed it. I don't know about you, but I enjoyed it. Another artist that Swing Stars did their things. Swing Stars shell down the place. Another artist I really, really liked their performance was Colton T. Colton T definitely, let me tell you, another artist that we don't pay attention to in Dominica as much as we need to, delivered like track after track. And let me tell you, them old ladies, only thing content for the young girls, them old ladies knew. Let me tell you, Mote Duvan lives have ever you. They were singing all songs. It had one even popping about. She was pop dropping and singing her butt. Too content. I have done video, and let me tell you, when I posted on, you wouldn't see what I'm talking about. And I tell you, the music was, the lady was really enjoying herself because the music was really good. The ladies were dancing and singing. He brought out some of his newer songs. I mean, people knew those newer songs. People were singing along. The, minus the fact that Oli almost made the guy boss his face on the stage. Man almost boss his face and get a thing. Apparently they put a tarpaulin between the stage and the speaker. What I don't know what they do. The man almost fall on boss his face. The man wasn't quick and agile. The man would have ended up like what's her name? Destra, when Destra break her foot the other day there, right? I'm telling you, but his performance, his outfit, who doesn't play by his outfit, okay? His outfit was designed for the gods, right? And he came out and he did his thing and was really, really amazing. I enjoyed his set. I enjoyed every single. I actually wanted more. I don't know why I wanted more. When it ended, I was like, "Hey, finish already." It might have been the liquor tequila because I had my tequila. Yes, I had my tequila. I brought in my tequila. I had a whole bottle of tequila. So it might have been a little tequila that had me a little, thing. But the music was very good. Great performance. Another performance that was really, really good for me, Etienne Charles. So when Etienne Charles came out, boy, them man can perform. The man can perform. The man can perform. I mean, I didn't know who the hell he was before they announced that he was coming to Dominica. So I went and I did my research. Man have a great repertoire. I mean, have a good catalog of music. Can perform. They had a saxophonist. Where the saxophonist was from again? But yeah, I forget the man name. I forget the man name. That saxophonist, oh, bodudu. Wonderful. The highlight for me was Itana. All you, Itana can perform. Mamza shock me. Mamza shock me. You see the shock them that signal band does be shocking them. Mamza shock me. At one point, I start crying. I start crying on the Itana song. I don't know where a GP hold me. Something hold me. I don't know if it was a GP or it was. It might have been a little bit. Actually, I wasn't even charged. I wasn't charged. At that point, I had sober up. I mean, not that I was drunk. I had stopped drinking. I was mostly drinking water at that point. But Itana, Mamzel's range, her voice, the quality. Oh my! I need to bring her back. Probably not bring her back next year, but I need to bring her back. Wait. It and also the feedback I was getting from people who interacted with her, how roots she is, how she's just, you could pass her straight on the road and not know is she, walking around with Sansoulier and stuff. But you can tell. Let me tell you, people who are connected to this to the earth, people who practice spirituality. Mamzelle was singing, and every single song Mamzelle sing, even if you did not know the song, you would know the hook and you would sing along. Let me tell you, when I tell you that her performance, and I thought, no, it was me and I was crying. When I watch how much woman with tissue wiping eyes, so it wasn't me alone. It was not me alone that was feeling the song. And if I tell you what I remember the song that she was singing, I will be lying. All I know, this song touched on a string of one of my heart strings, and that was it for me. I could not console myself. I could not console myself. Like, I literally was emotional, like, while Itana was performing. And I mean, she blew the crowd away. I think she blew the crowd away. I think she did a fantastic job. Like, fantastic. Like, no words. Absolutely no words. The night wrapped up with Signal Band. No, I remember though, Jazz and Creole usually ending at 10 o'clock. I don't know how comes it's all midnight. All midnight, you Jazz and Creole finish this year, all you. Like, people either these sets, again, probably the sets were too long. I feel like it should not go until midnight. I feel like there are after parties for that. I feel like it should end by 10 o'clock so people can go at their home, so people can sober up in Portsmouth before they drive down those that have to drive down. I really feel like it might have been too long. I don't know if it's just because their sets were too long. Um, but it was music wise, 10 out of 10. Yes, I giving them a 10 out of 10. The ambience, I giving them an 8 because I don't know, something was not moving like it needed to move, and I don't feel like it is how it was set up. I feel like it was just a lot of people, and I know people have said in the past that the venue has, or like it's outgrown the venue because so many people attend. I don't know where else they can do this because somebody tell me, oh, but some people doesn't support Jazz and Creole. They should change it. Only rows of people that's come now. This year, I see plenty of people. I think they know I was going to have a clicker and I was going to be checking how much percent people had come Jazz. Yes, I was checking. All in front by me had percent people. All where I was standing up had percent people. Right. So for me, I feel most of people showed up for Jazz and Creole. At least they showed up for the Jazz and Creole. Maybe they didn't show up for other events, like they don't show up for Jazz and Culture, and they didn't show up or they probably didn't show up as much for Jazz and Arts. But for the Jazz and Creole, my former teacher was next to me. My former hairdresser was behind me. Some people was there, right? And some people showed up. Signal, obviously, Signal come and Signal shall only bless. I mean, like they always do, right? Signal has really grown so well. And I love the fact that they can play at a Jazz and Creole event and command the crowd. And I mean, people were having a really good time. Like a really, 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 they had their outfits, they were dressed. Let me tell you, the dancers, the Pashi walk dancers, or you don't see Patchwork dancers. Patchwork dancers know how to put down a dance with. Let me tell you, or if I didn't see them at Queen Show, they performed at Queen Show this year, and they performed at Jazz and Creole. And let me tell you, I think I got to go and join Patchwork because I want to dance. When them girls dancing, and they for the thicker girls, the girls like us, like me, with like thickness. I mean, they have some skinny girls on the thing. But it's generally the thicker girls. Pashi walk, I want to audition. I want to audition. Pashi walk. But let me tell you, the event was really well put together. I cannot. Okay, did I eat food? Boja, did I eat food? I don't remember if I eat food now. Yes, I did eat food. I did get and I got it fast too. I got was it a goat water? Yes, I got a goat water. It was really good. It was hot, but it was really good. And that is probably what that solved in my lap why I was not too charged when Etienne, because I went to get it right before Etienne Charles performed, and that really helped fill up my stomach. Right? It was really, 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 really good. The other food stalls, I mean, they looked really busy. I didn't get to go because I know they had a boutique thing going on upstairs. I didn't get to go to that. When I looked up, I was just like, "Boje, that looking like too much of a walk for me." So I didn't get to go in there. I did notice they had like the Queen's Corner where they were set up for the people who wanted to register for Queen pageant, as well as the Miss Dominica was currently there. Along, I see some, and sometimes Miss OCS was also with her. There was like the section between the Queen's Corner and the engineering booth. I feel like they tried to utilize every single space. They had a little photo areas, areas set up where you could take your photos. They had the nice little Dominica arch. I feel like they did a really good job. Like, if I'm being honest, I feel they did a really good job. The music, the sound was bodudu. You see me? And sound. If this song is sounding, I will be resoundingly telling you that the song not sounding. And the sound was bodudu. Whoever the engineer was, bodudu. The song was I found no issues with the song. The bands all sounded really good. Um, my son went. My son said he not coming back because he checking at this an old people thing. He got tired of it. But those young people, I got to drag his ass out again next year because I tell him you might meet your future wife at Jazz and Creole because that's where all the girls come. I got to drag him out again next year. I don't believe him. He coming again next year. But it was a good event. The MCs, Earl White and Melia did a really good job. Let me tell you, they were very. I love the way they coordinated each other. They coordinated with each other in terms of what they were going to say. So Earl White was clearly the hype man, and Melia had all the information on all the artists that was coming up, and it was just delivering. They worked very well together. Um, yeah, I mean, the event was a vibes. The event was a vibes. If you missed it, blame yourself. I will return. Um, in terms of giving them scores, I giving them an 8. I'm giving them an 8 because I can't give them a 9. I can't give them a 9 because there were certain things I felt that could have been done better. But music wise, the music was on point. I didn't get to explore the full, and I think that is one of the things I probably need to do. But you see, as somebody that cannot do more than 4 hours, I'm not coming to an event early if it ending at 10 o'clock. No, I'm coming at they lucky I didn't come at 6 o'clock, right? If it ended at 10 o'clock, I reach in there 6 o'clock. I cannot do more than 5 hours. I end up doing more, and let me tell you, when I was done, my legs were killing me. When I got home, my both legs were killing me. I had to end up taking an Advil, before I go to bed. I couldn't even, if there would have been an after party, I wouldn't have been able to go because my both legs were hurting. And that's from standing up all night. And I mean, I had a good time. I just feel like they need to cut down on the length of time we do our events. It's not that serious. Like, it don't need to be that long. An event don't need to be 10 hours long. Why is an event almost 10 hours long? They start at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 10 hours long? That is too long. We need to cut down on that. Cut down. Cut down to 6. Cut down to 7 for crying out loud. But 10 hours is just too long. Right? So they lose points on that for me because, again, it's my experience. So fashe, kwashe. It's my experience. I come on here and talk about my review and review events that I've attended based on my perspective. I try not to bring in anybody's whatever they had to say because people had comments. People were meeting me and telling me, "Oh, Jael, you should say this." I'm like, that is my experience. That is your experience, and I will be happy to mention that this was your experience. However, it was not my experience. I think we can do with 2 regional artists. We bring in 2 regional artists and local artists, jazz and Creole. Make it a fashion event. Make the girls come out in their fashion dandan. Make the guys come out in their dandan. I feel like it is very fitting. It's already been done. It's already been um, implicitly done that way. So it needs to be more explicit that it's a fashion show. Get them Lucians to come down. I saw some of my Lucian friends came through. So some Lucians came through, although it's jazz in their place. Some of them were there. Imagine if y'all talk about fashion, the amount of other people. I can see French people coming because people come for the fashion. People come for fashion. People love fashion. And it was given, like, let me tell you, best dress. Who would I say? Who would I give best dress? Boji, who would I give? I mean, I was very bestly dressed. But who would I give best dress? Who did I see that was looking really, really, really good? Oh, Kirby was looking nice. Yes, Curvy, my trainer, and not because she's my trainer, her dress was very, it had all of the shades of the sunset. It was just beautiful. Very, very, so I'll give it to Clary. Yes, I give it to Clary. Is my opinion. She looked gorgeous. I mean, I didn't see all of the outfits. And even in that we can have a fashion show or have a judging thing so people can judge best dress, people can judge best male outfit, best design, best in you could take the entire criteria for Queen Show minus the talent and the question and answer and put that in Jazz and Creole. Get some judges to pass around, or you have people if they want to, and give a prize. Give a weekend, a staycation weekend to Fort Young. I give you all them ideas. give a prize for to people, for people to come and flaunt their stuff and thing. I mean, people will, I tell you, people will bring it, eh? People, because Dominicans love to dress and we love our fashion and we love to look good and we love to smell good. So because we love to do all of these things, let's make it happen. Make it happen, okay, Mava? Mava gonna kiss me. Make it happen. Make it happen, Andrea. Make it happen, Iodeli. But it was a very good event. Kudos to DFC or everybody that was part of it. A part of the planning of it. I know it must have been a lot of hard work, Gassa. It looked like Ollie was working hard. As a matter of fact, I came there the day after and they were monks, because I have some guests here for the week. And they were mounting, they were taking down things, and all them DDA staff was inside there putting things together. I must commend them, kudos to them. I also feel like 10 hours is too long to have people on working. So I feel like all you need to cut down on them hours. 10 hours for an event, you only need to cut it down, okay? That's my review. 1 hour. 1 hour and 1 minute. That's my review. If you didn't like it, silfashe, kwashe. But that's my review of Jazz and Creole 2025. That included the two fringe events leading up to Jazz and Creole. There's a prize. Mobate Safsa, there's a prize for the best. I didn't know that there was a prize for the best, because if I knew there was a prize, I would have gone walk where I need to walk. I didn't know there was a prize for the best male and the best female. And that is news for me right about now, because also I want to go and walk, right? How comes I don't get that? I see, how comes I don't get the best? Why? Guys, I had a blast. It was a great weekend. I had to come on here and give it to all you, because all you will say, Jael, what is wrong with Jael and the review? So I come and give it to all you. Now I'm going to sleep in my bed, because my body is day for Oswela, and it's time to go to bed. Have yourselves a good night. Have yourselves a good week. Be safe, y'all, and check me out for another live review. All right? Silo Mopate Sav. I don't know. I didn't know there was a best. There was a prize for best. Oh, you see, again, when I tell you not branding that properly, it need to be branded properly. It need to be branded properly. It should say that on the flyer. It shouldn't be announced on the festival. It needs to say that on the flyer. Best male, best female. And then or you can expand on the criteria. It doesn't have to be just best male and female. It could also be best, because some people might not have been looking their best, but their outfit was the boss, right? Or you need to give best designs, best design, best in design, right? The best male in design, best female in design, best design male, best design female. Yeah, make it happen. Make it happen, okay, guys? Winner gets a ticket to festival. Jig Festival. We give it probably a weekend for something, a weekend to a staycation, to one of them hotels. Make them collaborate and do that. That's nothing for them to do, and just make sure they have a cap that they can redeem it between May and because between May and the summer is slow season, so they can redeem it between May and August. And they utilize their weekend for two. And people can afford festival ticket per share. You give somebody something, for them to, so people can want to dress up. You understand? I go in, it's time for me to go and sleep in my bed. Good night. Bye-bye.